Welcome back, YouTube. My name is MrSchroeter, and today we're here with yet another finance topic. However, today we're going to be talking about a very taboo finance topic that people don't really talk about, but I'm just going to kind of bring you guys into this, right? So you're going to see me kind of look down every once in a while because I got a little bit of notes off the screen, because this video isn't off the cuff. I have little bullet points that I want to make sure that I hit. So today's video topic, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're not strong-minded, do not watch this video. You'll be ready to cancel me, all right? So if you're not strong and open-minded, do not watch the rest of this video. Just click off right here. Save yourself the hurt. All right. So we're talking about the people who are financially challenged. All right, we're talking about the people who have less financial resources at their disposal. All right. Why does it cost them more? What costs them more? So, all right, the video topic today is it costs to be broke in America. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, the first thing, when I tell you the first thing, it costs to be broke in America. And I could break this. I could have the whole rest of the video just on this one word, your health. It costs to be broke in America because of your health. I'm talking about your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, all the way around. It costs to be broke in America because it's going to affect your health. Everywhere that you go, everything that you see, you're going to see things, you're going to want things, you're going to have so many things that you're going to strive to have. You're going to look around, you're going to see that other people have this, they have that, and it's the society in America that you want what other people have, and other people will try to shame you or belittle you for not having what they have. And no matter how much you could say, oh, I really don't want that or whatever, you're always going to have some type of internal mechanism that's going to react to whatever stimulus are in your environment. So if someone comes with something nice, even if it's not something that you ever strive for, if they say something to you about you not being able to have it, you're going to have some type of negative physical or mental reaction. So your health, being broke in America, can be really bad for your health. There's a lot of other reasons. This can lead to heart problems. This can lead to mental issues. This can lead to a lot of other disorders down the lines. So not to go so in depth on it, but just realize that when you have those financial instabilities, you're going to have health issues. That's why a lot of people who are poor are diagnosed with clinical depression. It's not because you're truthfully depressed. It's just because the lack of. So the next thing, transportation. Being poor in America, your transportation can be a big factor depending on where you live. You may not be able to get access to transportation publicly. Private transportation or ride sharing and things like that may be too expensive. And then you're dealing with weather conditions and all these other things. Once again, going back to affecting your health. So just realize that your transportation and your safety and your methods of moving around can gravely be affected by your financial status. The next thing is your housing, your shelter. You're going to see that as for someone with a lack of funds, typically comes that you're going to have to live in lower socioeconomic areas. If you live in a higher socioeconomic area and you have low wealth, you may face eviction. Once again, going back to stress. In your health, you may face not having the luxuries and liberties to splurge in other areas of in life or ever enjoy your life. You're just working to live, and you're never actually getting to live your life, or you may not even be able to provide yourself with adequate shelter. So just realize that that's another thing. Now we're really starting to come down into the big heavy hitters for me in this video. All right. And this is probably the biggest and one that people don't realize. And I'm telling you, if you're not strong and open-minded, this is the time for sure. Click off. All right. Because I know I'm the credit guy. All right. I know that I preach fixing your credit and, maintaining your credit and all these things that your credit can do for you. However, your credit is not the only answer. So I try to get people to understand this. Loans and credit cards and interest is never going to be your friend when you're poor. Okay, having these loans and these credit cards and all these things outstanding and you're not able to pay them, it's going to cause your credit to go bad. You may have to go through bankruptcy, experience financial trauma, hence trauma. Once again, medical health affecting you in other ways, compounding factors. And then on top of that, you're going to be losing money day by day until you hit a threshold where it's either your shelter and your food and things of that nature or paying back what you previously owed. So therefore, it's important to pay attention to how you build your credit and how you build your credit profile and how, most importantly, you utilize it to create wealth generating assets and build yourself out of having to use it. Like I always say, the best time to get credit is when you don't need it, not when you're behind and you need it to catch up, and then you're always going to be stuck in a loop of being behind. Now, the next thing, and another big heavy hitter, all right, is your taxes. Okay, you are going to be taxed a lot more if you don't know the tax system. You're going to have death taxes, you're going to have to pay all these taxes that I like to just sum up to the broke tax. The rich, they're moving their money around in insurance policies and trust funds and all these other places where they're not getting taxed. But the poor who either lack the knowledge on these things or just are unaware, or not able to reach out to those resources because either they're unaware or don't have the funds to do so, don't have those resources. Now you're paying for it twice because not only did a bad situation happen, you're having to come back from it mentally, emotionally, financially, but now you're going to take twice the financial hit, which means you're going to take twice the mental and emotional hit. The next thing, and probably the most important thing on this list, is freedom. When you become financially free and you're able to choose when you want to work, when you're able to do the things that you want to do, your interactions, and all those things, it's a much different feeling. It feels great to be able to say, I'm going to work today because I want to, or because I like this job, not because I have to be here. And being someone who's been on both sides of the coin, I can definitely tell you, saying, okay, I'm going to work today because I want to, or for extra money or to have fun or whatever, it's much different than saying, oh, I'm going to work because I got to pay this bill, that bill, this bill. And if I don't, I won't eat, or my lights are going to go off, or my water's going to go off, or, I'll get evicted. I won't have anywhere to live. When that's the reason why you go to work, you're always going to wake up with a negative attitude towards work. Now, the last thing is your equity, your stake, your net worth, whatever you want to call it. When you're poor, you're not able to really build up equity unless you properly leverage the assets and the resources that you have when you're poor to build them to in turn create wealth. You're never going to be able to create equity, which will allow you to create generational wealth when you're poor, unless you're properly taking advantage of the resources available to you. Maybe you have a life insurance policy that you're passing over to your children. Maybe you pay off a house in your lifetime so that your children start off one step ahead of the game. Um, you know, Maybe you're doing different things to put your family into a certain position. However, you still have to worry about having equity within your own life, even if you're making those strides for others. Because yes, it's great to leave a legacy. Yes, it's great to leave something for everyone after you, but you want to have some equity and some stake in your and respect in yourself in your own life and value in yourself. It's very important to value yourself. Um, and finally, I think that's the most important thing probably out of all this. Like I said, your freedom is extremely important, but it's also important because when you are poor, a lot of the times it weighs on you so much mentally, emotionally, physically, financially that you will start to actually in turn get a pseudo depression and feel as though you have less worth, you have less value, you're always angered. Your relationships will start to break off with people, family and friends, and you'll just start falling down a pessimistic, path. So it's very important to be conscious and make the proper decisions to in turn gain wealth, in turn gain that freedom and build yourself up, and start knocking things off one step at a time. Because as you learn things, as you acquire your knowledge base, it's one thing to have your knowledge base here. It's another thing to put it on paper, to visualize it, but most importantly, you have to put it to action. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. It doesn't matter how many things you have at your disposal. If you are not properly using them, you're going to find yourself in a position that you don't want to be. So it's very important, no matter where you stand financially, to pay attention to these things, because at the end of the day, you guys have to realize that the whole money makes you happy thing is an extremely cliche argument that you can argue both ways. Yes, money can allow you freedom and all these things. However, it is important still to make sure that you are internally happy, and the money and the things that you have are not weighing on your life negatively and causing you to be less efficient and in turn be poor. Because poor for everyone is a different number, it's a different value, it's a different set. There are different goals. So that's just something that I want you all to realize and think about. And I'm glad for anybody who's watched this video through to this point. If you have, please make sure that you hit that like button. Let me know if you gained some substance out of this video. Let me know if you guys have any comments below. If there's anything that you want to add to this video, please let me know. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.